can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. And give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keeta. And exposed to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route, that seen it. Now I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, young G's. And I'm a self-made man out of Sweden. And it's still off top, I'm tweaking. But I still gotta fight my demons. I ain't no good, I'm evil. I ain't been clean since Eden. It's a war going on outside. Make you put your hands on your head like the Macarena. That's why I gotta watch my demeanor. You know they locking up blacks and Latinos. It's the same old game, ain't nothing really changed but the mileage on the meter.
What's going on, guys? Welcome into the WAG show. This is episode 37. I'm your host, Ben Hostler. It is Tuesday, April 4th. We're here to talk about today's best bets. Another great day yesterday. Not only did UConn take home the Natty for us, we cashed the futures bet on that. Won some bracket groups. That was good. But we also had a great MLB day again. 6-2 for me. I think I'm 21-7 on the year, which is just incredible. Up over 15 units. I have another, I think 7 or 8 bets posted for tonight. So if you guys are interested, head to betkarma.com/pricing, pick up a membership. You'll get access to the predictor. You'll get access to the premium Discord. You can get in there. You can see my bets. You can see Spike's picks for props, all of our staff picks. For NBA as well. I'm going to talk mainly baseball on the stream. I'm in a rush today, so we're going to kind of run through the baseball stream. I'm going to look at the NBA predictor at the end and just see what's going on. But I'm a little bit rushed and still have a lot of NBA stuff to do after the stream. I did all the baseball stuff this morning and got that posted. But obviously prefer to wait till the afternoon to do the NBA research, considering that who knows who's going to play in these games. 13 game slate tonight, I think, for NBA. It's gonna be a disaster. Trae Young is already out, I saw, but yeah, it's gonna be some guys not playing, most certainly. So we'll dive into that maybe at the end. We'll just pull up the predictor and look, but I'll kind of do what I did yesterday and just go through the MLB games. Yesterday on the stream, I mean, we gave out. I talked about Detmers over strikeouts. That one. I said the Royals were going to beat the Blue Jays. They won. I sprinkled their money line a little bit. I didn't give that out, but I did after the stream. I put that in. So yesterday was pretty good on the stream. 13, but honestly 4 meaningful. Yeah, dude, the last like 2 weeks of NBA is always like this. It's just awful. Detmers looked good. He gave up 3 runs. I think 2 were earned. But I think his K line was 5.5. He finished with like 7 or 8. He looked pretty good. Curveball was really good. All right, so I'm going to pull up the live trends tool and we'll go through these games. Let me pull this up here. So first game starts in like an hour. Diamondbacks Padres. I didn't have any plays for this game. I think that Two really good pitchers, obviously. Darvish has owned Arizona in his career. Really, really strong numbers against Arizona. Let's see if I can pull him up while I'm talking here. But he's done really well against Arizona for his career. Zach Gallen has not done as well against the Padres, but I think Zach Gallen is a really good pitcher. And even though I don't know, I don't really want to go against him. So, I mean, you could play like the under, I guess, but that got pretty steamed up. It's down to like 7. Yeah, 7. I'm not really betting that, but yeah, against the Diamondbacks in his career, Darvish, 306 xWOBA, 28% strikeouts, 160 plate appearances, so pretty decent sample size. But I was thinking about playing the under. Yeah, if I was doing anything on that game, it'd probably be the under, or maybe like you could do like the under for the first 5. I don't bet no run first inning a lot. We talked about that in Discord, but if you wanted to do that for this game, maybe you could give that a look or something. I think it's still pretty like cold over there too, in San Diego, like relative. So I think the under would probably be the look there. Don't love anything else. Cubs, Reds. There should be some more offense in this game, I would think. I didn't play anything here either, I don't think, but yeah, I could see some more offense here, obviously. So I mean, over unders at 9.5. A little bit of sharp money on that over. Looks like sharp money on the Cubs. I don't hate that. I think the Cubs probably win the game, but nothing crazy. Twins Marlins, I think, is interesting. So sharp money on the Marlins. They have Sandy Alcantara, obviously their ace on the hill. But I don't know. I don't love his form, and he looked really bad to me in his first start, coming off that WBC rush spring training for him. He's historically not a guy that walks a lot of batters. His control's all over the place. He wasn't hitting his spots, which is not characteristic of him in that first start. So I'm kind of on a wait and see with him. I wouldn't really be betting on them. I'm not saying you have to bet the Twins. I'm just saying that I'm on a wait and see with Sandy Alcantara. So Emmanuel, what's up? Coming in late. Yeah, I'm gonna give some props out, and I got a thing. I might have like 1 or 2 I'm gonna give out. I'm just running through the games real quick right now. But I'm gonna wait and see when it comes to Sandy. So I'm probably just avoiding this. I do like Joey Gallo a little bit today. If you guys read my DFS article, my stat of the day was Joey Gallo. Contact percentage for Joey Gallo is way up. Contact percentage is up, and his chase percentage in terms of pitches that he's chasing outside the zone is way down. It's down over 10% from last year. It would be the lowest number for his entire career if he keeps it up for the entire season. That's really, really big for him, because if he's not chasing pitches out of the zone, he gets himself in more favorable counts. He sees more fastballs. He's a really good fastball hitter. And, I mean, he's been on a tear to start the season. So Joey Gallo, I think, is an interesting little spot today. You can bet him. Like, FanDuel does the thing with the home runs. Like, maybe you could sprinkle him for a home run. He also has really good history against Alcantara. It's a small sample size. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Small sample size, only 9 plate appearances, but 3 hits, double and a triple. 99.7 average exit velocity against Alcantara. So pretty good little spot for Gallo. I think Gallo's gonna have a big season. Rays Nats. I didn't have any plays here. Rays pitching has been phenomenal to start the year. I mean, absolutely dominant. The Fleming is more of like an opener. Like, he'll probably throw 4 innings. So I don't really know if I'd really be looking to bet on him. But the Nationals are a disaster. Their lineup is just horrible. Cool struggles with lefties. So if you're looking for like props, lefties on the Rays makes sense. Brandon Lau, this Rayleigh guy or whoever this guy is. This guy hit 2 home runs last night. Looks like he has some power from the left-hand side. So I would be looking at the Not a Chance. That's the free version of Bet Karma. What does that mean? We're looking at the live trends tool. This is a free tool. You can use this every single day. It's on the website. This is 100% free. I'm literally going through the games, and this gives you all the data on the games, handle percentage, sharp money percentage. So I don't know what you're saying, not a chance. That's the free version. This is a free tool that it just goes over the game data. I don't understand what the question is. So maybe you can re-ask, but I don't understand what that means. Phillies, Yankees. Phillies have to win a game at some point, I feel like, right? I mean, it's just been a disastrous start for the Phillies. We talked about it yesterday. Their lineup is just, it's really thin. It's not good. Especially at the bottom, you get after those first top 3 or 4 hitters, it really drops off. Now, I'm not I used to be a Domingo Germán fan, but he's struggled the last few years. He can definitely get hit by lefties, but I don't really know what to do with this game. I didn't bet anything here. Eventually, the Phillies have to win a game, so maybe that comes tonight, but I didn't bet anything there, really. Pirates, Red Sox, we hit the over on this last night. That was one of our plays of the day. I don't think it's as good of a spot for offense today, mainly because the weather. The weather is really bad today. There's big winds blowing in. It's really cold. So not as good of a spot for offense today as there was yesterday. You could probably bet the under here, or maybe like the first 5 under or something like that. I don't think I bet anything here, but not as good of a spot for offense today in Boston. Mets, Brewers, Max Scherzer's on the hill. I don't know what to do with this game. I didn't bet anything here. I think there's maybe some value in taking the Brewers at home. Maybe you could take them on the run line there, plus 1.5. Tough to go against Max, but the Mets just haven't looked good this season. I mean, they took 3 from the Marlins, but I don't really think that's saying much. And then they come out yesterday and they got absolutely destroyed. So nothing crazy there. I didn't bet any props. Christian Yelich, people that like BVP will be on Christian Yelich. I would never take a batter really against Max Scherzer outside of maybe like DFS, but Christian Yelich does have some pretty good numbers against Scherzer. First career, 36 plate appearances. He has 10 hits, a double, a triple, 3 home runs. 344 expected WOBA. So he's done good against Max in his career, but I am not really betting that game. Next game, Blue Jays Royals. I'm excited for this game. This is my favorite game on the slate. We have really, really good hitting weather here. You can see that sharp money on the over. It jumped from 9.5 to 10. It's like 80 degrees in KC. There's 20 to 25 mile an hour winds blowing out to left field. I think that there's going to be a lot of offense. 2 bad pitchers on the mound. Maeda used to be good, but he was really, really bad last year, especially against righties. Really struggled with righties last year. And I'm not super high on him. He does have some strikeout stuff because he throws the ball hard, but 381 WOBA and 279 ISO allowed to righties is just not going to do it for me. And the Royals went out and they just packed in righties. I mean, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They got 7 righties in their lineup tonight. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of offense in this game. And then same can be said for the Blue Jays. Bubic is not really good either. He's kind of like reverse splitsy, though. It's really weird. He was really bad against lefties, which is weird as a left-handed hitter, but he only struck out 18% of batters faced last year, 10% walks. Double-digit walks is never good. But then if you look at his numbers versus lefties, he wasn't good against righties, but he was even worse against lefties. 443 WOBA allowed, 237 ISO. So some of the problem is there's only going to be 1 or 2 lefties in this Blue Jays lineup. But Dalton Varsho is the main one. So I wouldn't really be looking to take lefties against him because you're really only going to get Varsho. But overall, I think that there'll be a lot of offense in this game. We doubled down on that game in terms of offense. So love that game today. I bet some props in that game. I think that there will be a lot of offense. Braves, Cardinals, there should be some offense in this game too. Both teams really good against left-handed pitching. The Cardinals were essentially the best team in baseball against left-handed pitching last year. And then you have the Braves on the other side. I mean, they're just a nightmare for a lefty. You're talking about Ronald Acuna, Austin Riley, Darno, Ozzie Albies, Ozuna. Even like Michael Harris is lefty, but He's all right. Olsen is lefty, but Olsen hits lefties well. And then you have like they're bringing over Sean Murphy this year, like absolutely disaster lineup for a lefty to go against. So I think there'll be plenty of offense in this game as well. If you wanted to take some props, let me pull up the predictor. I don't know what Prize Picks has in terms of like total base props or fantasy points and stuff pulled up, but I definitely think there'll be tons of offense in that game as well. Pull up fantasy points here. I don't know if they have like Acuna's at 8.5. That's a high number, but really good spot. Goldschmidt's one of my favorite bats on the slate. 8's a high number, but I definitely could see him going over that. So I don't know what to make of this. Like, Dodd is making his MLB debut, but it's a tough spot. He does have some strikeout stuff, but when you talk about you're making your debut against the best team in baseball against left-handed pitching, that's just a tough task. I mean, Goldschmidt, Arenado, Contreras, even Dylan Carlson all have decent numbers. Not decent, but really, really good numbers against lefties. Tyler O'Neill has massive power against lefties. Edmund has power against lefties. And then that's not even including they're bringing in Jordan Walker, who could win Rookie of the Year and is a massive power bat from the right-handed side. So the lineup's only going to get even better against lefties. So tons of offense in that game as well. Let's see where my place was here. Orioles, Rangers. I didn't bet anything here. This is a weird game. We did hit Orioles money line yesterday, which was nice. Andrew Haney's on the hill for the Rangers. I have a love-hate relationship with Andrew Haney. He's really good. Sometimes he pitches and you'll watch him and you will be like, this is the best pitcher in baseball. Like, he actually looks like that. And then other times he goes out there and he's just getting shelled. It's a very strange situation. So I didn't bet anything here. Kyle Gibson's pitching for the Orioles. I like Kyle Gibson as a pitcher, but he's struggled on the road the last few years. I think that as a whole, Baltimore's a little bit of a better team, but there's really no edge in this pitching matchup. I will say, though, this Rangers team is not good against righties. Like, if you look at their lineup that they're going to send out there tonight, since the start of last season, their projected lineup tonight, 282 WOBA against righties, 26% strikeout rate, 142 ISO. It's really bad. Outside of Adolis Garcia and Corey Seager, I mean, Semion's better against lefties, but outside really of those two, I mean, it's pretty bad. They don't have a good – after the top, like, 3 hitters in their lineup, it gets really, really bad. Correct? You're getting free access? Yeah, I don't know what that question was. That's the DraftKings boost. Philly versus New York and Braves versus St. Louis. No run first inning. I don't like Nerfy for that Braves St. Louis game. I do not like that at all. Travis is adding people. There's going to be people flooding in here yelling at me. FanDuel home run picks. Yeah. If you guys, I have a home run article I write every single day for free, betkarma.com. I finished it but didn't publish it. It will be up immediately after the stream ends. But I'll give out some home run picks. I already talked about Gallo a little bit. I think he can hit a home run. I'll give you 5 guys. I'll give you like my 5 favorites, we'll say, for home runs. Joey Gallo. This is not in order. This is just my 5 favorites. I like Joey Gallo. I like Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber, I think. I don't love how he's looked, but good matchup against Herman. So I would say Schwarber. Salvador Perez, very, very good matchup. So I like him. We talked about Kikuchi really struggling against righties. He throws a ton of fastballs. Salvador Perez is one of the best fastball hitters in baseball. Absolutely monster numbers against fastballs. So Salvi you can throw in there for your home run picks. 2 more. I'll give you, I think, I want to take someone from Tampa. I'm trying to decide between this Rayleigh character and Lau. We'll go with I I guess we'll go with Rayleigh again. I know he hit 2 last night, but I don't know. He does have big power. Looking back to his minor league stuff, 51% fly balls since the start of last year is obviously really good. Chad Kuhl against lefties, 358 WOBA, 229 ISO, but 40% fly ball rate, almost 50% hard hits. Really, really bad. We don't have a ton of pitch data for Rayleigh because he hasn't played that much, but he does hit sinkers well in the time that he's seen them. So you on Prize Picks? Yeah, we give out Prize Picks plays every single day. I played Lau last night. He didn't do anything. Yeah, I know. I played him too. Meanwhile, this Rayleigh guy just hits 2 bombs. So I'm sure he'll hit another one tonight. So that's my 4th. 5th pick. I'll go with I'm gonna go with Patrick Wisdom from the Cubs. Patrick Wisdom's a very, very streaky hitter. If you guys remember last year, he hit a good amount of home runs last year, but he seems like kind of like Joey Gallo. When he hits them in bunches. Like he hits a lot of home runs right in a row. He does have pretty decent power against righties. Second highest ISO on the Cubs against righties, despite batting from the right-handed side. Sessa is who he's going to see first. Reverse splits pitcher. Gave up a 234 ISO to righties last year. He throws a lot of sliders. Patrick Wisdom has one of the highest ISOs on the Cubs against that pitch. So Patrick Wisdom, there's my final home run pick. Ben is using the Prize Picks predictor tool on BetCardtown. Correct. If you guys bet on Prize Picks, we show this tool off for free every single day. This is a premium tool. This has projections for all of the lines on Prize Picks. And you can sort by the differential or the projections. The differential gives you the difference between what we're projecting and the line on Prize Picks. It helps you identify the value bets. You can see Brendan Lau. I was just talking him up. It's projected for 7 fantasy points tonight on Prize Picks. We have him over 9. Take the over. That's a good play. Bobby Witt Jr., I like that over 7.5 too. I talked about that game. I think that game's going to go crazy. Salvador Perez at 7 fantasy points goes right along with that game going way over. So what picks are they? I mean, I didn't give out my official picks yet, but using the tool, that's the beauty of the tool. You just log on there and there's data for you. But wait, did I give a pick out yet? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. What's your pick then? All right. I'll give you a pick. I don't know if this is on Prize Picks though, which is unfortunate because I wanted to bet this. All right. Well, the one I wanted to give out is not on Prize Picks, so we'll go with Vlad Jr. over 1.5 total bases. That is what we'll go with for my favorite play today. Some people don't like to bet on total base props. I don't know why. I like to bet on them. I've had success betting on total bases props, but some people seem to not like them. You could also take Vlad for the hits, runs, RBIs if you would rather do that. But I like Vladdy over 1.5 total bases. He's the highest projection in our predictor here for total bases, almost 2.5 tonight. I talked about the weather in that game. There's going to be a ton of offense, I think. 80-degree temperatures, wind blowing out to left field, 25 miles per hour. His numbers, if you look at his surface numbers against lefties, they don't look good. But the underlying numbers are still very good. He only strikes out 9% of the time against lefties, 44% hard hits. He's going to be better against lefties this year. Chris Bubich, not a good pitcher. The wind helps that out. More importantly, Chris Bubich to righties throws his fastball almost 50% of the time. Vlad Jr. is an amazing fastball hitter. 617 WOBA, 528 ISO. That's the video game. 528 isolated power against fastballs with a 60% hard hit rate. It's an amazing matchup. I think he's going to hit a home run tonight, but we'll see. So Vlad Jr. over 1.5 total bases. That's my favorite play on Prize Picks. If you guys want fantasy points, I just kind of went over that a little bit. Strikeouts, let's pull it up. I don't like any of these pitchers today, like the lower end guys, to be betting strikeouts, I think. And then all the big guys, like their lines are high enough that I don't really want to bet them. So let me just take a look and see if there's anything I like. I didn't give out any strikeout props today, though, even for premium. I just don't. The only one I would consider betting, I think, is Kyle Gibson over 4 strikeouts, and that's just because of what I said. The Texas Rangers projected lineup has a 26% strikeout rate against righties. So I'm not saying like to go bet that. I'm just saying if you guys made me pick a strikeout prop, it'd be the Gibson over, but I don't like any of these strikeout props today. The big names, their lines are steamed up too high, and it's a really top heavy slate. It's like it's a Mad Max taco. Yeah, you could take the over. You could take the over on that Scherzer taco, I think. But we're at this weird part of the season where some teams are like on their first time through second time through the order, and some are on the back end of the first. So we're getting these slates where it's like 4 really, really good pitchers and then 4 like number 4 or 5 pitchers. So it's really top heavy, which makes it, I don't know. I don't like any of these K props today. I got Giannis and Fred over first half on PRA. Yeah, I'm going to pull up NBA at the end here. If you guys have any other baseball questions, drop them, and then we'll just take a look at NBA. If you guys want to know what a nightmare is, it's a 13-game NBA slate on April 4th. Just absolute nightmare fuel. Absolute nightmare fuel. There's injuries. Who knows who's playing? We have no idea. It's like you can't even – it's tough to even talk about it because you have no idea who's going to play. It's so annoying. That's why I like baseball because, we know who's actually going to play in the game. But I'll pull up the NBA predictor if you guys want before we head out of here. Let's see what's going on here. How do you feel about Darvish strikeouts? I didn't bet it, but he has really, really good history. I talked about it earlier against the Diamondbacks. Their lineup doesn't project to strike out a lot, only 21% of the time, but in his career, he struck out the Diamondbacks 28% of the time. And it's a pretty decent sample size since they're in the same division. Like he's gone against him a lot. It's over 150 plate appearances. So if you wanted to take Darvish over on the strikeouts, I don't mind it. As far as NBA goes, there was one play that I saw I really liked today. And the predictor agrees, and it's Herb Jones over 20 fantasy points. I think that's the best NBA play tonight. In terms of something to pair with that, we'll try and find something to pair with. But I already thought, like when I first looked at the NBA stuff before the stream, I thought that number stuck out. And now I see that the predictor has it as the number 1 fantasy points play, so I'm going to agree with it. Tyler Stevenson over 5.5 first, and Dansby over 1.5 bases. The Cubs, I think Dansby, I'm fine with. Stevenson, I'm not sure. That Dansby number, I think, is fine. He's been pretty good to start the year, and I think the Cubs. I lean towards the Cubs in that game, so I don't mind that. Wizards starters are out. Yeah, we're talking like one team out of 26 has their starters out at 3:30. It's just ridiculous. I don't hate the NBA. I like the NBA. Like, we've made money betting on it, but when you grind it every single day for the last 5 months, 6 months, by the time you get to April and all this stuff is going on, it's just really annoying. I like John and Clint PRAs with no Young. I don't hate that. John Collins gets a nice boost without Trey that people don't talk about. Most people flock to the guards, but John Collins does get a nice little boost with Trey out, so I don't hate that. Do you like Herb Jones PRAs or a different prop for him? If you can't bet fantasy points, I think PRAs would be the way to go for Herb. Yeah, I don't mind that. Did you get out MLB picks? Yeah. NBA is a headache. I can't do it. I have to do it, but I don't mind it. It's just you just have to wait until like 6 o'clock. I feel like to really like do anything. But to whoever asked about MLB plays, though, I gave out Vlad Jr. over 1.5 total bases as my favorite play. You can go back and rewatch. We kind of we were kind of going through the games before Travis tagged these people, and they came in here asking a million questions. But In terms of, I don't really like any strikeout props today. As of today, how do you see the play-in tourney playing out? Yeah, let me pull the standings. What's your guys' thoughts on that? First of all, what's your guys? If you guys are in the chat, what is your guys' thoughts on this? What's your guys' thoughts on this in-season tournament that the NBA is gonna unleash? What about home runs? I gave out 5 home run picks earlier, so I'll rename them. Joey Gallo. This is not in order. This is probably the 5 guys that I think are most likely to home run. Joey Gallo, Salvador Perez, Patrick Wisdom, Kyle Schwarber, and Luke Rayleigh from the Rays. That was my 5 home run picks for today. I also have a home run article that comes out every single day at betcorner.com. It's about to be out as soon as the stream's over, but I'll just let you know. I wrote up Joey Gallo and Perez today, so that's 2 people that I just named. 3-pointers, I haven't looked at that yet, but I mean I can pull up 3-pointer. Let me pull up prize picks and see. First time listening, welcome. And we do this show every weekday, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We go through the premium tools. We go through the free tools. We give out free picks. It's been a long time since we've had a losing day, I think, in the picks I've given out. Like, we've been really hot the last, 3 weeks. And for MLB, for premium members, 21-7 on the year in my bets, up over 15 units. It's been a great start. I think the play-in tourney was meant because of the COVID, but now teams are just getting a free break before the playoffs. Yeah, I don't disagree with it. I don't know. It's like I kind of like how it was. It's just you have to come top 8. I get that it's good for TV because you get to put in those you get more winner take all games. So it's good for TV because the NBA is hurting a little bit rating wise. So it's good for that. But I do kind of I think there was more pressure, when you had to come top 8 as compared to what it is now. But I doubt, I don't know. I doubt that they'll change it back. I think that I think it's probably here to stay. This goes with the NCAA, they want to add more teams to the tournament. I don't I think 64 or 68, whatever, I think that's enough teams. I don't think you need to add more teams in necessarily. I think that they need to revise this system on how you can get into the tournament. I think that the winner of the conference tournaments, I think that is smart to keep that because that puts a lot of emphasis on, you have to play good to get in. For those smaller conferences, I think that's a big thing. But I also think that it should be easier for some of these other teams that are at these smaller conferences that are really good to get into the tournament as opposed to the 7th best Big Ten team automatically gets in, but the second best team from a smaller conference that might be a better team has no chance of getting in. I think they should revise the way that some of these teams can get in, but I don't think they need to add more teams. And I don't think they need the play-in tournament, but I don't think they're going to get rid of it. I think it's probably here to stay. I'm a LeBron fan, but I always think it's funny that when the play-in thing first came out, he was yeah, whoever came up with that needs to get fired, and then now it's years later and it's helping him because they're going to probably be in the play-in. So I think that's funny. Best game for baseball tonight. In my opinion, the best game is going to be Toronto and Kansas City because it's the best hitting weather we've seen all season. 80-degree temperatures, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 2 bad pitchers on the mound. There theoretically should be a lot of offense. So I like that game tonight. Let me see if I can find a pair with Herb Jones for prize picks though. See what's going on here. Gobert can't do it. Will not be doing that. Conley interests me a little bit. Do you guys have any props you like for NBA? Post them. We'll talk about them before we head out. I do like the spot for the Magic a little bit. So maybe Banchero or Franz. One of Banchero or Franz fantasy points over, I think, is fine to pair with Herb Jones. Herb Jones is my favorite. I don't have a lean. I need to look at the individual matchup myself. So I don't have a lean between Banchero or Franz, but the predictor likes both of them over. I do think it's a decent little spot for the Magic against the Cavs. So I don't think they're going to win the game or anything, but I think they can put some points up. Fred VanVleet assists. We have them under, but I mean 8.5 is a high line. So I've talked about this before. If you're new to the stream, a lot of times we get these high lines. Like it's really tough for our projections to get them over, just because like it has to be a really, really good spot for us to have an over on an 8.5 line. So if you really like it, bet it over. We have it under, but that doesn't mean you have to bet it under. Embiid MVP narrative, but Doc said he will rest. They're stuck at the 3 seed. Yeah, what do you guys make of that? So it was kind of like Jokic was like the overwhelming MVP. Then Embiid kind of came back and took over. And then Embiid missed a few games. So Jokic took it back over. But then Jokic missed a bunch of games. So I don't know. Who do you guys pick for MVP? Do you think it's Jokic and Embiid? I missed the 2 picks for today. For NBA, it's Herb Jones over fantasy points on Prize Picks, and then either of Paolo Banchero or Franz Wagner over fantasy points, whichever one you like more. I like both of them. The predictor likes both of them. Giannis for MVP. I do think that I need to think about that. I mean, I think Giannis is a top 3 player for sure. I'm not disagreeing with that. If you look at most valuable player, though, I think that if the Bucks didn't have Giannis, they'd still make the playoffs, and they would be decent. They wouldn't win the finals or anything, but I think they could still squeak in the playoffs. If the Nuggets did not have Jokic, they would be a lottery. They would be horrible. Embiid, I could probably say the same for. I think the 76ers would be better than the Nuggets without Jokic, but I don't think they would be very good. I think the Bucks have the best team. Well, what is this here? The government in Canada owns the lottery. Ties on the money line hurts. Basketball, anything within 5 points is a tie. Baseball, anything within 1 is a tie. NHL, anything after reg is a tie. I miss normally by 1 every night. How do you beat the government in Vegas? Doesn't seem fair. I don't yeah, I mean that's interesting. Luckily, I mean mostly we bet on props, so I would maybe just focus more on props if that was the situation, but I've actually never heard about that. I have some friends in Canada. I'm gonna have to message them and ask them about this. Denver's number 1 in the West, but I feel like they could have lost in the first round. You can't say for the Sixers. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Nuggets are going to win. I don't think the Nuggets are going to win the finals, or I don't know. I probably wouldn't even pick them to go to the finals. Huh? Yeah, that's what I was like. What? That dude took the whole paragraph. Jimmy Butler assists. We have him literally exactly at his line. 5.5. We have it at 5.5. So if you like that Jimmy Butler assists, go for it. Who are we looking for PRAs? I'll pull it up. Let me see. Conley over it likes. Horton Tucker under. I mean, 33.5 isn't insane. Like, if you would have told people like 2 months ago that Talon Horton Tucker would have 33.5 point rebound assist lines, you would have been like, you would have thought they were lying for sure. Drew Holiday over, I think, is interesting. He likes that. I missed the picks earlier. For baseball, it was Vlad Jr. over 1.5 total bases. And for NBA, it was either of Paolo Banchero or Franz Wagner over fantasy points, whichever one you like, and then Herb Jones over fantasy points as well. And if you guys want more of my picks, betkarma.com. I got some locks for y'all. Dope, bro. And betkarma.com/pricing. 21-7 in MLB so far. I have 7 or 8 bets posted already for tonight. Posted them this morning. A lot of the lines have moved that we took, but still money to be made. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys are new, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, we do this show. We go through the free and premium tools, and we give out our best bets, 2 NBA picks and an MLB pick for today. If you go back and rewatch from the top of the stream, I went through some of the baseball games and gave out some other plays that I was leaning towards. Yesterday, we hit on a couple MLB plays that we gave out. So good luck with your bets tonight, guys. If you have any further questions, betkarmachat.com to get in the Discord. Download the BetKarma app. Click the chat room link to get in the Discord. I'll be in there all night, and I'll be sweating out these MLB bets and NBA bets. So good luck tonight, guys, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.